Welcome back everybody to another pomade review, and today we'll be talking about a German homebrew, and the pomade I'll be looking at today is Womanizer. And by Womanizer over here, I do mean the flagship pomade of the line, which is the heavy hold pomade labeled as the hard. There is actually the medium hold, but that's relatively new. It came out last year, and the way to tell apart the heavy hold and the medium hold is that the heavy hold pomades have a yellow design on the tin, while the medium has a blue design. I got this at a Rockabilly Festival for only €5, which is a lot cheaper than the retail price, so I just had to get one of these at such a low price, because who would even sell a completely new can of Womanizer for just €5, especially in Germany. So let's just talk about the pomade itself right now. It comes in this little 3-ounce screw top container, metal container. At the back over here you'd find the ingredients. And at the front, there's the design itself with the yellow patterns, and I just really do like the rockabilly-esque look over here with the pinup girl. And you would actually know that it's Womanizer straight away. It's very unique in its own right, and I really like the presentation of this pomade. It's been around since 2013, but just starting last year, they came up with the medium hold. Basically, the main thing that Womanizer is known for, besides having one of the greatest heavy holds in the German market, is that they're really known for the scents, and you can get like the same pomade in just about different kinds of scents on the online shop. And the scent that I have is called Mysterious Paintings, and I absolutely love the scent. So if you open it up, you would find sort of a yellow, waxy looking pomade with a bit of some bluish tints over here. This is, I think, rather unique to the Mysterious Painting scent, because as far as I'm concerned, the other scents don't really have this swirly pattern over here. Indeed, it does look pretty waxy in the scent. It's sort of like a sweet cologne scent, a really clean and sharp masculine cologne scent that I really like. It's not too strong, it's not too overbearing, but it's just strong enough so you can pretty much detect it when you move your head around. And talking about the ingredients over here at the back, what I do find unusual about it, I mean, first you would find typical ingredients you would find in homebrew, such as beeswax, petroleum, lanolin, coconut oil, micro wax, and jojoba oil, jojoba esters. Now that's pretty unusual because, nobody really does use esters in a lot of homebrews, and the scent is also made of a bunch of unusual ingredients you can't even pronounce, while in most homebrews, scents are usually made up of fragrant essential oils. So just check out the ingredients in the back over here or on the website. So let's talk more about the pomade itself. Now I do need to douse my hair. I just came out the shower and blow dried it a little. I can tell that my hair looks a little fluffy because of the blow dryer, but that's usually how I roll whenever I want to do a pompadour. Everything just looks a lot better if I blow dry initially. Now, scooping at the pomade, it's pretty tough. You definitely need to apply a bit of pressure. It has sort of a waxy feel to it. And breaking it down, of course, very tacky, and it has a sticky feeling to it, pretty typical of a pretty waxy pomade. I would start by applying it to my sides, and that's usually when I need more of the stuff in. So right now I have 2 little scoops on my palms. So breaking it down also does require a little bit of effort, but it's not too bad for a really waxy pomade. Now applying it to the hair, you would definitely feel some tug. This is heavy waxy pomade, so the tug is pretty much inevitable. You're gonna lose a bit of hairs, but it isn't too bad compared to some other heavy pomades I use, but the tug is definitely present over here. And now the scent is just starting to fill my bathroom a little more, and it's absolutely amazing. I just can't stop raving about the scent. I just love it so much. It's one of the best scents I've ever had in a pomade. I would recommend applying this to damp hair. It's going to be a little tougher on dry hair, obviously. And a hair tonic, applying a hair tonic right before such a waxy pomade like Womanizer is also a really, really good idea. Now we're going to go with one very tiny lick, and that's enough pomade in the hair for today. So you can see it did lose a little bit of hairs while I was applying it, but that's really no problem at all. That usually happens with the more tuggy and waxier pomades. Shouldn't worry too much. It's not like I lost an excessive amount of it while applying anyway. It's bound to happen, you can't avoid it. Especially my hair is on the finer side of things. Now we're just going to slick everything back. You can tell by the way my comb moves my hair, there is definitely some resistance to it. It is very, it has a very waxy type resistance, but it is still better than an average, really heavy holding pomade, I'd say. But despite the resistance it has in the hair, it has an amazing amount of control. Just gonna go ahead and form a part right now. Now the slickness in this pomade, it's I wouldn't say it's the best, but it is definitely it's definitely good. Not perfect, but actually pretty good slickness. Most of the slickness over here kind of relies on the wax content being such a heavy pomade, so it's pretty much the wax that is just keeping things together. But the wax content, however, really does make my sides look tight. Not like with an oil slick, but it's just like a really waxy weight that'll just tuck my sides backwards. So you won't really feel so much greasiness with this because this is just so much wax in there. So you definitely do need a bit of time when styling with such a heavy pomade like this because, everything would just move slower than it really is because of the resistance in there. Now the shine on this thing, it is just a low shine as you would expect. I would say that it's basically like a notch above a natural shine. It's almost neutral actually. There's definitely some added shine in there, but it's just a very, very slight shine. Doesn't look wet, doesn't look greasy whatsoever, but it's just pretty much a low shine. And it just remains like this throughout the rest of the day. It doesn't turn matte or anything, but it's just an almost natural shine. But at least you're bound to notice something, just a very slight shine there. The height I get from this is actually pretty good. Being one of these waxy type pomades, you can expect to have one of those very well sculpted pompadours that are pretty high. But the issue with some of heavier pomades is that some people would have a harder time styling with a natural shape, and the more wax it has, the more blocky your pomp would become. But with this one, it's still fine that I am able to actually have a very natural and rounded shape with my pompadour. Now I'm just going to slick everything back a little more, and then we'll call this done after I tuck my sides backwards. I think we'll call this done about now. So I'll just show you some minor improvements first. As you can see, there are hardly any stray hairs over here. That's a pretty good job keeping everything together. So good slickness, but it's mainly the stickiness of the wax just keeping things up together. Now you can see I have a pretty good height with this, and a very forward and naturally rounded shape that I do like with my palm. Now, this doesn't wash off too easily. It would take about 4 to 5 showers, I believe. Estimated 4 to 5 showers for such a waxy pomade like this. But the build-up quality, however, is actually a really clean one. It doesn't actually feel greasy or sticky whatsoever. It's sort of like a cleaner, waxy build-up. There's like quite some weight after one wash. After one wash, a lot of it actually stays in, like I mentioned earlier. So the build-up quality, however, it's I was surprised for how waxy it is. It actually still has sort of that cleaner wax kind of feeling. It doesn't really feel too sticky or too greasy at all, and it provides amazing foundation for styling the next day. And usually with a heavy holding pomade, I couldn't go any more than 3 days of buildup. But for this one, I can actually go up to 4. For most heavy pomades, after even 2 days, I would just automatically want to just degrease. But the weight I get from this is actually sort of, it feels not too much like a very heavy weight despite the amount of wax in there. It's sort of more like a medium weight for me. Not a medium hold, but a medium weight. And now we're talking about the hold over here. It is absolutely like one of the truest heavy pomades I've ever used. There's absolute brute force into this. Amazing endurance even in hot weather. And my hair pretty much looks very similar at the end of the day to how I left it after I was done with my initial styling. There might be some minor deflation, but if any, it's just hardly noticeable at all. And usually I have some stray hairs popping out around this side of my palm, but this pomade is able to keep it intact all day. So the endurance on this one is amazing. That's pretty much almost brute force for a hold, and it's actually heavy. It works well with my hair because a lot of heavies tend to spike it up, and I'm not able to control my hair into the manner I want to, because it eventually, with heavies, my hair sometimes would have a mind of its own. It would just spring back into spikes. But with this one, this actually really works well with my hair, just like Bone Crusher, for example, which is another amazing German heavy hold pomade. And all in all, I really recommend Womanizer Heavy, especially for all of you heavy pomade users. And even for those of you who don't really use a lot of heavies, this is also sort of a great introduction to heavy, because this is pretty much what a heavy really should be, in a way that it actually has the it does have the tug that a heavy has, but not so much like other heavies that I know. It has the amazing true heavy hold that you need, as well as the amazing amount of control. And of course, the brewer behind this is a scent genius, so you would find different kinds of scents on the website. And this is sort of an amazing heavy hold pomade. I would highly recommend it. I can't wait to try the medium. I don't have it yet, and I'm definitely going to order it at some point. And if you enjoyed this review, please like this video, leave a comment down below, click on the bell icon, and subscribe to my channel so you'll never miss a single episode of The Squinty Show. And I'll see you next time on The Squinty Show.